Now, the media asked Russell Westbrook about was he surprised that Coach Frank Vogel had substituted him out in the final 4 minutes of that loss versus the Pacers. Russell said he was surprised. He was disappointed that he didn't go back in, but he was more disappointed that they lost the game. I don't think Russell is going to sit back and allow Frank Vogel to keep benching him in the fourth quarter without making some noise.
But see, but this is the thing. If I was Frank Vogel, I would keep doing it. You want to know why I would keep doing it? To show I have a backbone, and I will not be.
That's my problem, Shooter. You're 100,000% right. Those are the types of decisions that Frank Vogel should have been making back in December and in November. Making them now is too late.
But here's the thing, like we said, we in a new NBA where management has way more power than they used to have. What if behind the scenes, we don't know, management was telling him, don't do that or your job is gone.
Right.
We don't know.
Right.
Because when that report came out that they just gave him the green light to bench him, what was the conversation before that?
Right. You're right. You're absolutely right. The road trip, the big time 6-game road trip starts tonight for the Lakers. They play in Orlando. Does Frank Vogel survive this road trip? They've already lost their last game to the Pacers at home. Does Frank Vogel survive this 6-game road trip?
If they don't go like 4-2, 5-1, it's sad to say, probably not, bro. He gonna get fired, and he doesn't deserve to get fired, bro. If they don't go like 4-2 or 5-1 in this road trip, he probably is gonna get fired.
Wait a minute, I got to talk to the bosses. Did you just say Frank Vogel doesn't deserve to get fired?
No, he doesn't. I don't feel he does.
What? Come on, Shooter.
Really? You know who deserves to get fired? Julius Randle. He get him fired, trade him, do some. He's fucking horrible, man. His pass needs to be done, man. I'm tired of him.
I'm confused. How does Frank Vogel still get a pass? He's not the only reason that the Lakers are struggling. I get it. Russell, AD, I understand the lack of defense, but everything comes back to the head coach. You remember when Dwight Howard and Anthony Davis was kind of going back and forth with each other on the bench earlier this season?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you think that would have happened if Phil Jackson was on the sidelines or Greg Popovich or a coach with some respect? Do you think that would have happened in the middle of a game? Hell no. There's no respect for Frank.
I'm going to tell you why it's unfair to put the blame on Frank Vogel. You know who the media needs to be attacking? Lakers management. Lakers management sucks right now.
I'll agree. And reports just came out that the Lakers front office just gave Frank Vogel power and authority to do whatever he wants with Russell Westbrook, which kind of blows my mind. This guy has been with you for 2 years. He won a championship coached the championship with you guys in 2020. Russell Westbrook has been here since the start of the year. And they are now just giving Frank Vogel power to do what he wants. And he's now sitting Russell Westbrook down in the fourth quarter. I just think it's a little bit too late. So I agree. Rob Pelinka, Jeannie Buss, the front office of the Lakers, they are partially responsible. But if there's a pie of responsibility that you got to split up in slices, what's the percent of blame that you're going to give Frank Vogel for this struggle that the Lakers have had? I'm giving him 50%.
No, I will give 50% to management, 25% to Frank Vogel, and 25% to LeBron.
Wow. LeBron James in year 19 playing some of the best basketball of his career and playing the best basketball I've ever seen a 37-year-old play. You're going to give him 25% of the blame. Why?
Because we know he was in management and constructed this badass team. This team is horrible.
Okay. So Russell gets no blame and Anthony Davis gets no blame.
No, you want to know why I'm not putting blame on Russell Westbrook or Anthony Davis? Blame management for that shit. Blame management, because Russell Westbrook, for these past couple seasons, we could go back to when he was on Washington. We could go back to his last couple seasons with OKC. We go back to when he was with Houston. If he gets the worst triple doubles in the world, then I ain't know how you could get a bad triple double. Like he like it's been consistent these past couple seasons. When you look at Russell Westbrook, right? He's giving you a double, but what he's taking away from the team is hurting teams, bro. We seen it with Washington.
It's nasty.
We seen it with Houston. So
it
whoever
started
said
in OKC, hey, he was still rebounds from his own teammates.
So whoever said, "Hey, a good idea. Let's trade for Russell Westbrook," you need to be fired.
So where do you think Russell Westbrook's focus is like right now? You know, this is his first year back home playing in LA. He's not playing great basketball. He's turning the ball over a lot. And now you got the head coach sitting you down in the fourth quarter. That's winning time. Where do you think Russell Westbrook's focus is going to be? Because I don't think he's going to get traded. I think he's stuck. I think the Lakers are stuck with him this year. So what do you think his mindset is at right now?
To tell you the truth, only Russell Westbrook knows that right now. Because if he feels he's doing what he needs to do, can we argue with him?
Not at all.
All I know is I would have never traded for Russell Westbrook. And then what I would have did if I was them, I would have never lowblowed Alex Caruso. Like that contract they offered when he went on JJ Redick podcast, I think it's called like the Old Man and the Three.
Yeah.
And he said how they lowballed him. I was like, oh nah, management don't know what they doing.
Yeah, the loss of Caruso is a factor, but you know, one of the biggest reasons the Lakers are struggling and not playing well is defense this year. How does you not blame Frank Vogel for the lack of defense that the Lakers are playing when he was supposed to be a defensive-minded coach? That's why I'm putting the blame on. That's why I'm giving him 50% of the blame. Because the decision-making that needs to be done, the decisions that need to be done, he is not making them. And what he has held his head high on defense, the Lakers are horrible defensively. So how does he only get 25% of the blame?
Because we know what happens for coaches who get put in a position to coaching LeBron. Now, let's say LeBron wasn't on the Lakers, right? And the Lakers just had Anthony Davis and a well-constructed team around Anthony Davis. Frank Vogel would get 100% of the blame. But we know what happens to people when you coach LeBron-led teams. You get put under this fine microscope that every little thing you do will be nitpicked and will be destroyed by the media.
That after winning the championship in 2020 and after going through what they went through last year and LeBron being in year 19 and Anthony Davis being injured for the majority so far this season and just the roster changes, I would have felt like they would have given Frank power from the start, from the gate. So if he was a puppet for these first couple months, I mean, and then you also got to consider this though, Shooter. You're in a locker room coaching Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James, Dwight Howard, a lot of these veterans. If they can tell that Frank Vogel is a puppet and don't have no power, how are they really going to get up to play for this guy in the second half of the season?
There you go. That's why the question needs to be on podcasts and media outlets. How toxic is Lakers management? Because you making your coach lose respect for his players by how you're moving behind the scenes. And if a management is good, they'll keep all that shit behind closed doors and nothing will leak. But with that leak of them saying they just gave him the green light, how can he command that locker room if management is letting media know that? So you basically let us know he don't got no power. We be telling him what to do. So why would Russell Westbrook, Melo, Dwight Howard, LeBron, why would these people respect you? They're going to openly disrespect you. When you call a play, they're going to audible that joint, do their own play. And this is why the Lakers team is the Lakers team right now.
Hypothetically, before we get up out of here, Shooter, how bad would the Lakers have to be, or what specifically do you think would have to happen for Jeannie Buss to let go of Rob Pelinka as the general manager of the Lakers? Because he was so close to Kobe. What has to happen for Jeannie, you think, to make the decision that they need to go in another direction than Rob Pelinka? Because they kept him over Magic. I mean, Magic quit pretty much, but Rob is real close to this front office, this organization. So what has to happen for the front office to actually make a move?
See, that's a crazy question because with that ownership with Jeannie Buss, he like family, and plus with the Kobe connection, he's gonna get a leash that most people wouldn't get. Like, so I don't know. He gotta basically miss the playoffs probably 3-4 years in a row or something to get fired just off his relationship and his rapport with them from being Kobe's agent and talking to them for years. Kobe played for the Lakers, I think it was 20 years, I think?
20 seasons. Yeah, 20 seasons. Yep.
So he had probably 19 years of conversations with this owner and with this ownership. So his relationship with them is more probably like family. So I don't know what he got to do.
The Lakers as an organization, if you are about winning, this is going to be a problem. And then LeBron James only got a couple years left.